Hey, what's happening, DC Readers? I'm the DC01, and welcome to this week's versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's Seth freaking Rollins versus Jake the Snake Roberts. It is our weekly birthday versus episode. We'd actually had quite a few birthdays this past week, and we got a lot of stuff to get through today, so I'm going to talk about those birthdays right away. So it was Natalia's birthday on May 27th. She turned 42. Seth Rollins' birthday the next day, May 28th. He turned 38. Nia Jax's birthday one day later, May 29th. She turned 40. I did not realize that Nia Jax was older than Seth Rollins. And I'm not going to be surprised if I said that exact same thing last year or the year before that. Next day, May 30th, it was Jake the Snake Roberts' birthday. He turned 69. And then again, one day later, May 31st, it was Montez Ford's birthday. He turned 34. So let's get into the King and Queen of the Ring event, which took place last Saturday. Sami Zayn beat Chad Gable and Bronson Reed to retain the Intercontinental Championship after Otis accidentally took out Chad Gable at ringside, allowing Zayn to pin Reed. Gunther beat Randy Orton to win the King of the Ring event, although this match ended in some controversy as Gunther won via roll-up, but as the referee was making the 3 count, Randy Orton's shoulder was very clearly up. Whether that was intentional or not is still kind of up in the air, but WWE actually did acknowledge it the night of. So it's not like they tried to kind of brush it under the rug and act like it didn't happen. Triple H acknowledged that it will be addressed. Whether that means there'll be a rematch or not, we'll have to see. Nia Jax beat Lyra Valkyria to win the King of the Ring tournament. Did I say King? I mean Queen of the Ring tournament. Without a hitch, so Nia is the official Queen of the Ring, with no questions asked. And she was probably one of the least likely people, I feel like, to win. And I think I said this before. When the bracket was first revealed, I think Nia was one of the least likely people expected to win this thing. Then we had the Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch match for the Women's World title. The match ended when Dominic Mysterio made his return to the company and attempted to help Becky Lynch by giving her a steel chair. However, Liv Morgan got a hold of the chair and was able to take out Becky Lynch with it, winning the women's title thanks to Dominic Mysterio. Although it was seemingly unintentional. Now, of course, the reason that Dominic Mysterio was trying to help Becky Lynch wasn't really to help Becky Lynch, but it was more to cost Liv. And as a favor to Rhea Ripley. But then he accidentally gave Liv the win, so that backfired. And Cody Rhodes beat Logan Paul to retain the WWE Universal Championship, even after Logan Paul had hit him with brass knucks. Cody definitely got his revenge for the brass knucks attack, hitting Logan Paul with 3 crossroads, as if he was Roman Reigns and needed all 3 to be taken out. I just think that second and third one were personal. They weren't necessary, he just wanted to do it. So moving on to Raw, Braun Strowman beat JD McDonough and then fought off the rest of the Judgment Day, who tried to attack him afterwards. Ricochet beat Dragunov, and another continuation of their rivalry. The match ended in no contest after Braun Breaker came in and attacked both of them. The Authors of Pain, The Authors of Pain beat the Creed brothers. Lyra Valkyria beat Kairi Sane. And it's a shame that kind of the Damage Control has kind of taken a back seat and has kind of lost some of their aura of dominance since WrestleMania. Especially Kyrie. I mean, I feel like they could still do a lot with her, but it's clear that they want to build up Valkyria, and they're kind of using just Kyrie saying to do that. But it's kind of a shame, you know, not really see them do anything. Ow. Like, we're not seeing like Kyrie, Asuka, Io Sky do anything. Really anything of note recently. Rey Mysterio beat Carlito. The first time the two of them have faced each other since 2004, they pointed out on commentary. And it's crazy to think that not only are both of them still going, but that Michael Cole was one of the commentators during their last match, and he's still going. It's just kind of crazy to think about, that they're all still around. And that out of all three of them, Michael Cole was the only one who has not left the company since their last match. Both Carlito and Rey have, you know, taken their time away from WWE, multiple breaks away from WWE since their last match, actually. So after Rey beat Carlito, he then fought off Carlito and Finn Balor, who came out to ringside. Damian Priest then came down and took out Finn Balor and Dragon Lee, who was at ringside to support Mysterio. Ow. Sorry. Bronson Reed then beat Otis after a accidental distraction from Chad Gable. Chad Gable then rounded up all the members of Alpha Academy and basically had Otis stand and hold the ropes before taking out his belt and going to whip Otis. Kind of almost a callback to the MJF Cody Rhodes lashing segment. But before Gable was able to land a single lashing, Maxine Dupree stepped in and stopped him, to a huge reaction. This then led to Sami Zayn coming out and confronting Chad Gable before imploring with the rest of Alpha Academy to basically stand up and not take this guy's crap anymore. The members of Alpha Academy still stood with Chad Gable, which allowed Chad Gable to attack and take out Sami Zayn. But man, they're really going all out with heel Chad Gable. I mean, he might be one of the best heels in WWE right now. I mean, and it happened so quick. I mean, he went from being one of the most beloved underdogs in the company to being like one of the most like despised heels in like a month's time. And they've done a really good job with this. In the main event of the night, saw Becky Lynch take on Liv Morgan in a steel cage for the women's title, so that way that Liv could prove that she could beat Becky Lynch one-on-one and she didn't need any help. Well, she didn't really prove that point, as the Judgment Day came down to ringside before being chased around by Braun Strowman. This led to Dominic Mysterio inadvertently running into the steel cage door, which then smacked Becky Lynch in the head, which allowed Liv Morgan to escape the cage and win. Once again, Dominic Mysterio basically gives Liv Morgan the win and the women's title 2 times in a row. So, you know, Rhea Ripley's not going to be happy about that, and you know she's really not going to be happy about what happened afterwards, when Liv Morgan planted a kiss on Dominic Mysterio after he helped her win. Which, that was probably the moment that kind of everyone was talking about after the show. Just that moment of Liv Morgan just grabbing Dominic Mysterio's face and kissing him. Because something that people have kind of brought up is this intentional on Dominic Mysterio's part? Was he really trying to help Liv Morgan, or was he genuinely trying to help Becky Lynch and it's just that much of a screw up? And of course now people are like, this could just also be a part of Liv Morgan's revenge tour. You know, the whole story of Becky Lynch, or not Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan trying to get her revenge on Rhea Ripley. Not only does Liv steal her title, but she also steals her man. Okay, get in the ring. Get in the ring. Get in the ring. Okay. Yeah, if I lost like by count, that would have been so annoying. Especially since I was on the ring apron, I just jumped. I went to the top rope instead of just climbing in. Because it's the same button to do both. So outside of the actual matches and everything with that, probably the other thing that everyone's been talking about since for all is the fact that that might have been Becky Lynch's last match in WWE, at least for a while, as her contract expires today, and no new deal has been agreed to as of last night. And Becky Lynch has been expected, according to sources, to be planning to take an extended amount of time off. So either that means she is just planning on not re-signing and just plans on not working for anyone for a while, or this could be, you know, business speak and she shows up in another company in a couple months. We'll have to see what she ends up doing, but yeah. And I think it's safe to say, and everyone kind of knew this, that Becky Lynch was not expected to win the women's title anytime soon. She ended up just kind of winning it as a means of getting the title to Liv Morgan. I think we can all assume the plan was for Rhea Ripley to have a pretty lengthy title reign before eventually losing it to Liv Morgan. Or maybe losing it to Liv Morgan, you know, at SummerSlam or Clash at the Castle. I mean, Rhea's held the title for about a year now, right? She won it at last year's WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. So her title reign could have been concluded, you know, sometime early on this year. But injury just kind of kept, you know, changing those plans. So, I mean, Becky Lynch was basically nothing more than a transitional champion, and when you go from the point of being like the most important star and like most over star in the company, like Becky Lynch was in 2018, 2019, to being a transitional champion whose role is basically to legitimize other people, you know WWE doesn't have really any immediate plans for you. And I think Becky's kind of saying, yeah, I'm not really needed right now, other than that, so this could just be her being like, I just don't want to do it right now, which is fair. Especially since, you know, her husband, Becky Rollins, Seth Rollins, is also taking some time off due to injury, and I'm sure, you know, Becky's not 100%. They just had a kid. I feel like Becky kind of came back a little too fast from, you know, from the pregnancy. I mean, daughter was born and then like a couple months later she's back. I wouldn't be surprised if she just kind of feels like, you know what, I want to be, you know, home with my newborn kid. You know, both Becky and Seth have made enough money where they can both be stay-at-home parents for a number of years and not have to worry about anything. So that just might be what they want to do. But we'll have to see. And speaking of contracts coming up, Chad Gable's contract is also expiring, I think, in a week. It might even be the same day, June 1st, today. And it's, from what we know, most recently, Chad has not come to a new agreement or agreed to a new contract, as most recently as Friday night. And, you know, Chad's a guy who was like, you know, they're not going to let him go. I mean, he's in the middle of one of the, like, biggest storylines in the company right now. I mean, he's not involved in any of, like, the main titles. I mean, he's kind of involved in the Intercontinental Championship, but his storyline without the Academy right now is it's one of the things that people care about the most on the show. So I doubt that he's going anywhere, and I'm sure WWE is going to do everything they can to keep him. Because I also see him becoming, you know, Intercontinental Champion before the year's over. So moving on to SmackDown, Nia Jax called out Bayley. As Triple H pointed out, one of the things that come with winning the King and Queen of the Ring is that whoever wins gets a title shot against a world champion of their choosing at SummerSlam. Kind of like how the Royal Rumble guarantees you a title match at WrestleMania. Same thing for King and Queen of the Ring, which I like. It gives it some importance and actually a more valid reason to want to win the tournament other than just a title. You actually get a shot at the title. But Bayley didn't really get far. She was attacked by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, who then confronted Nia, saying that Niven will be the one challenging Nia at SummerSlam. Tommaso Ciampa beat Austin Theory after some excellent interference from Grayson Waller, distracting Austin Theory, saying that he was the one who made him relevant, which this could be a sign of them breaking up, which is not surprising. Andrade Cien Almas beat Apollo Crews. He then had a stare-down with Legado del Fantasma, who came down to ringside to seemingly support him in an attempt to recruit Almas to their team. Loa and Tama Tonga beat the Street Profits. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven beat Naomi and Bayley in a tag team match. And the final segment of the night was a promo by AJ Styles that had been built up throughout the majority of the night. AJ came out and basically talked about how he has missed out on several notable moments in his life and how his son graduating high school has kind of brought that to his attention on how much he's missed out on. He did the standard, teasing retirement promo, and then he brought out Cody Rhodes. The two of them embraced each other. AJ praised Cody, and then laid him out, which everyone saw coming from a mile away. No one was surprised by that. So yeah, AJ lays out Cody, hits him with the Styles Clash onto the floor. We all saw this coming. We knew it was coming. Now, to be fair, they did actually a pretty decent job of building this up. As last week, AJ Styles was seen confronting Nick Aldis in his office, basically, again, begging for another shot at the title, mentioning how he doesn't really have that much time left in his career. He just needs one more shot. He's like, I want one more title reign before I retire, which he basically admits is going to be sooner than later. And he needs that shot now, basically. So I give him credit for building it up like a week in advance, but yeah, once he brought out Cody, you knew what was coming. Okay, Seth, stop running. Seth, I'm running out of time, Seth. Stop it. Oh, come on. He's gonna be stuck in Sydney. Well, that ends this match, because we don't have enough time to restart. Oh, there we go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to wrap this up quickly. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make videos all the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus, and next week where we continue our LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham walkthrough. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of Raw and SmackDown this past week. Leave those in the comments below. What are your predictions for Clash at the Castle? Do you see any titles changing hands at the event, or you're like, nah, everyone's pretty much set for a while? Oop. You know what? We'll go a little longer. Yeah, this will be a long video. I didn't want it to be a long video. I knew it was going to be on the longer side, but I was trying to get it done in under 20 minutes. Because now I got to edit the video and put together, and that whole process takes a while depending on how long this video ends up going. Ow. Hey, get off me. Ow. Man, this match should have been over a while ago, but Rollins got stuck in the corner. Well, I guess I don't need to worry about my outro anymore. Got plenty of time. Okay, so how does this thing work? It says do a running one, right? Like, running corner strike? Or can I just be standing? No, it's gotta be running. There we go. Now I got him. Sorry, Jake. There we go. Oh, one thing I never talked about. Actually, okay, thank goodness we went long. So NXT and TNA have been the news as this past. I know we don't cover NXT stuff. I mean, just covering Raw and SmackDown takes up enough time. But on this past week's episode, NXT, TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace appeared and basically unofficially joined the NXT roster while still being the TNA Knockouts champion. She announced that not only will she be a part of the next NXT Premium Live event, but she will also be wrestling on NXT next week. And this is another thing that we're seeing happen with TNA wrestlers appearing on WWE shows and actually becoming like members of the roster. Because she's, made appearances for WWE before. She wrestled at the Royal Rumble earlier this year. But this will be the first time where she's actually wrestled not just a match, but is planned for multiple matches on NXT, which is kind of crazy to think about and opens the door to, NXT or TNA and WWE wrestlers appearing on each other's shows. And not just doing like one-off stuff, but actually getting involved in storylines, which this opens the door for a ton of stuff to happen now. So it'll be really interesting to see where this goes. But yeah. So yeah, good thing I actually went long with this one, because I completely forgot to mention that. I even had it written down. So yeah, we'll have to see where that whole thing goes. And with so many former WWE people in TNA and so many former TNA people in WWE, we could very realistically see AJ Styles win the TNA Championship one more time. I mean, we'll see how far this thing goes, or if they get that involved, but it'll be really interesting to see now that the door is open. Alright, for real now, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make a visit at the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus, and next week where we continue our LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham walkthrough. Let me know what you guys thought of the King and Queen of the Ring event. We're on SmackDown and NXT, and your predictions for Clash of the Castle. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Guy01 and the Architect, Seth freaking Rollins, signing out. Bye guys.